Hello everyone. It's nice being live again after such a long time. It's actually not been very long. I guess it's been a week or two. So today I'm going to be talking on something that um is very. It's been a topic that I've been thinking of for the past 2 days or 3 days rather. So I've been pondering so much on it. I've been thinking about it, and it has almost taken it has almost taken the whole of my thinking. So what I like to talk about is the topic of demons of limitation, how these demons have been made to keep us in a perpetual state of uh would I say poverty. But then I don't like using the word poverty because to a lot of people it comes off as a personal attack because they tend to think that okay, whenever you start talking of poverty, that you you know you are talking about their financial state, and they kind of want to block it off because they don't feel comfortable you talking about their financial states. But then they don't understand that most times we do talk about poverty, the last thing on our mind is actually the financial state of people. Because poverty first is a thing of the mind. It's it first it's first the state of your mind. Because if you can't get a good enough state of the mind, it can't translate to your pocket. So, and most times we also talk of poverty. The reason why um, I don't get to it and then talk of poverty and how to get rich, because if we overstretch it and talk about how to get rich, then it means that we are encouraging people to get money by any means necessary. And then what we are propelling, what we are talking about, what we are advocating for is not money, because money is mammon, and we are not advocating for it. So we are only advocating for a state of the mind that translates into your pocket. But then the pocket is the last thing we are talking about, trust me. So a poor person is a person that does not have control. This is like how I'm going to try to define poverty. Is a person that does not have absolute, okay, let's not even go to absolute control. A poor person is a person that does not have control of his environment. He does not have a control of his mind, and he's not preparing towards it. So if you are in that state where you know that okay, you can't control the things around you, which means you are currently in a state of poverty, but then you found your way around this, you are working to get out of it, then it means that your mind is not a poor person anymore. It means you've hello Sama. Um, yeah, welcome to the life. So it means that your mind has gone out of that state of poverty, and your mind is in a state of wealth, and you only need to manifest it only needs to be manifested to the physical state where you can have money, where you can have wealth, where you can control everything around you. So once again, I'm going to repeat what I said before. The state of poverty is last about what is in your pocket. It's least about what you have in your pocket. Trust me. It's more about the state of your mind. It's more about your thinking. It's more about your mental health than your pocket. But then the reason we tackle the state of the pocket a lot is because hello Mohammed, welcome to the life. The reason why we tackle the state of the pocket a lot more is because the state of the pocket makes almost affect everything around you. So a rich man, by my previous definition, a rich man is a person who has control, or a wealthy man, the wealthiest man is a man who has absolute control of everything around him. He has absolute control of his mental health, he has absolute control of his physical state, of his family state, of the state of his entire well-being, in a way that he can't be affected easily. So a lot of people with money, there's this quote that I've come to agree with. It says some people are so poor that the only thing they have is money. So you can be in that state of, you have all the money you want, you have all the riches anyone can absolutely want, but then you still can't get your life in order. You are still in a state of mental distress, and you are still very, very unhappy. Inside of you, you are not, you can't, it means that at that state, something is affecting your life. Something is taking absolute control of your life. So there are people that they have a lot of riches, and then um, they have addiction issues, they start getting into a lot of mess that totally alters their life. Hello, Mohammed. Welcome. It's totally alters the state of their mind. That if if you are watching, I would like you to send a message in the comments. I would like you to introduce yourself. So it's totally alters the state of their mind. They can't do anything else. Um, they can't take charge of their life anymore. There are people so rich that other people dictate their lives for them. Other people tell them what to do. Now it's not. I'm not talking about other people dictating their life for you and all that. But then being rich is a state of, you have control, and that is the point where I want to talk about. So the reason that led me to talking about this, because I tried to talk about third world demons. Did I say third world demons? I tried to talk about demons of limitation and how they affect your um and how they make you poor. But first I had to establish a clarity. I had to establish a very big difference between when we talk of poverty and you being financially poor. So let's get to it. So years ago, I used to read um, a Christian book by Kenneth E. Hagin. So in that year, I read about that something of his books that year. Actually, one of my goals here was to finish all his. He had 53 books, I think, and one of my goals was to finish all 53 books. And one of the favorite topics of Kenneth E. Hagin was on demonology, how demons operate, and how he cast them out, and how to get rid of them, and how to subdue them and dominate. And he usually relates it. He tells the story of Jesus and how Jesus dealt with demons, and how he made them flee. So one of the key takeaways I got from reading Kenneth Hagin a lot was, I was able to understand the operation of these demons, how they work, what their goal is in your life, how they want you to be perpetually. So, you know, it helped me to realize a lot. And one of the things he says was, he talks about how demons, they don't come alone. You might think that, oh, these are demons, they just possess the human beings, they are causing harm to human beings. But they don't come alone. They often have a system whereby, you know, they attach themselves to a person. So demons always often have a system of attachment to the person who is demonized, who the host. So what I mean by that system is, let's talk about a virus. If a virus invades a host, it's easy, you can easily take it away if it does not have that system of sustainability. So these demons making it in a way that it's hard to take them out. So they ensure their survival in that host, and they almost ensure their replicity. Did I get that right? I don't know. So one of the things is, he says that demons often manifest in ways that repel people who can help you. So through they do this through repulsiveness, they do this through bad character, foul odor, you know, hatred, rebellion, and destructive tendencies. So if you see a demonized person, one of the characteristics he exhibits is an attitude that repels people, that disgusts people, that attacks people. And why they want to do that is they want to ensure that those people don't come close. They want to keep you as far as, so you don't come in and meddle in their affairs. They want to keep people at bay. They want to keep you at arm's length so that you feel repulsed, you feel disgusted, you don't like them, you don't want to stand them, and by so doing, you can't help them. So I think that's the crazy part, right? So they always come in ways that, so let's say I'm going to be telling using a lot of examples because I can't tell stories obviously. So let's say someone gets afflicted with a demon spirit, and then the demon invades the host. One of the things the demon starts doing is, they take over the host, and it's either they give the person a very bad character, or they make the person to become dirty and stink that other people can't stand the odor. So they want to, go back. Or they make the person hate the people who are supposed to help them by talking down on them. Or it can even go as far as personal attacks. So you can't stand them, you just want to live a good life. You don't want to meddle in their affairs and everything. So you just want to pull off, you just want to live your life, free from this person who is a thorn on your flesh. So they it's either they go in a very defensive mode, which you can't come defensively, or they attack you. So, and now what if I told you that the same principles that applies to this demonology thing applies to the entire community, especially um, in the third world countries, where poverty itself becomes a breeding ground for demons of hatred and of sabotage. So it's you are gonna see exhibits so much wherever there is high level of poverty. Now, once again, poverty means hello, Efe, Baron, welcome to the life. Now, poverty means the state of poverty, like I defined at the beginning, is first the mental state, and it's merely a mental state, which, when fixed, translates and reflects in your entire life. It reflects in your pocket, it reflects in you being a decent human being, it reflects in your attitude, your character towards others. So it can't only reflect in your pockets and you are saying you are rich. So that is why we don't preach get rich by all means, get rich, get rich, get rich, because if you still get rich, you are still, if you still, get money. Sorry, that's why we don't preach get money, get money, get money. If you still get money, you are still not very rich. You are still not rich at all, because money is only a symptom of wealth, not wealth itself. So that is why we always try to talk about, getting the in thing, which is the mindset, the education. So why am I saying all this? Because you are going to find a lot of these demons in places where there are lots of poverty. You are going to find them in neighborhoods, in low income neighborhoods. You are going to find them in places where it's difficult to get money, it's difficult to feed, in places where people struggle for survival. That is why you find them a lot in third world countries. So now we are going to have an insight on Kenneth Hagin. So Kenneth Hagin, I'm going to paraphrase. He says that demons don't always show up with horns and fire. They influence people's attitudes, they influence people's habits, they influence people's environment that destroy them. So these third world demons, they are territorial in nature, which means they dominate a territory, and you can often find them in areas of low poverty areas. For example, there are different, you can't, I'm not sure you're gonna see third world demons in New York City or in very developed city. You know, those guys, they have other kind of demons, but then you often find them in where there is decadence, there is a lot of things going on. That's why in poor neighborhoods, you are going to find out there is increased rates of crime, increased crime rates. You're gonna find out, you know, a lot of things are going on. So, someone, for example, someone who desperately needs deliverance, but the demon makes them to hate the pastor, the same pastor that is going to deliver them, it's going to make them despise that pastor. It's going to make them to reject a motivational speaker and attack the very same person God has sent to help them. So if you find yourself in a state where you don't have a lot of money, I tend to see this a lot, that, you know, very rich people, they rarely have anything against motivational speakers. And I usually find out that a lot of times the people that have that tend to hate on motivational speakers and, very rich people are the people that have nothing. And that says a lot about them, because whenever you find yourself talking down on your pastor, whenever you find yourself talking about motivational speakers, whenever you find yourself hating on rich people in general, so you find yourself, you are hating a lot of rich people that come around you. You're like, well, this person, he made money, fine for him, good luck to you. you know you just don't want to do it, you just don't want to stay with them, you just feel this repulsiveness. A lot of us, a lot of people feel it. Whenever you're around a rich person, you just feel like this kind of repulsiveness when they talk. You don't, you're like, oh, you just, you know, and then you try to justify their means of income. You try to justify a lot of things, you try to, make true accusations at them. Many times you're throwing the accusation. It's not like you hate that particular rich guy, it's mostly a thing of you. It's mostly about you. It's mostly coming from where you don't know, because you don't hate this guy. You don't even know why you're attacking this guy. So let's say he comes up and then he's just talking randomly. He makes a random joke and everyone laughs. Even if you don't, because some people's demons go as far as attacking the person directly and telling him things he does not like, to shut him up and to make his mood go off so he does not proceed to start talking. So the demon inside of you makes you to throw bad words that at the end of the day you are gonna regret, because you never even knew why you said this. But then it's gonna make you just say something random, like, you know, like, well, you won't relate because you are rich or something like that. That is going to make them to be more reserved. And if they are more reserved, they are not going to help you because you don't know that all these attacks is coming towards you and the people around you. Because if that guy continues talking, he might say something that's going to help you. But you don't want him to keep, the demon does not want him to keep talking, although you might want to, but then something inside you just does not want to take it. And then it also comes in another way where, you know, someone is talking, motivational speaker or your pastor or a rich guy or someone that is generally better at life, and then you feel this repulsiveness of, you just lock up your mind to think, to say, well, you know, you don't say it out loud, you just tell it to yourself that whatever this guy is saying is because it's because of this, it's because of that. And then you lock up your mind to not to accept any of the messages he sent out. You just lock up your mind, you're never going to accept whatever he says. You just, you just don't listen to what he says. And then in your mind, you try to justify why this guy is better and you are not better. So let's say, as I'm a very lean guy, I see a guy who works out all the time. I see someone, let's not say he's a gym rat, but he works out, he keeps fit. And then I'm quite lean. I don't have a lot of muscle. And then instead of, whenever the guy starts talking, instead of me to listen, and this guy might drop one or two things that's gonna help me. Instead of that, then I tell this guy that, the reason why you are fit is because you have nothing to do. Now, telling the guy the reason why he's fit is because he has nothing to do and he spends all his life in a gym. It's me shutting the guy down. The guy is never going to proceed with whatever he wants to say, and it's going to make me feel left out. And that is the demon inside of me trying to tell this guy, shut up, I don't want to hear what you want to say or whatever. Just keep it to yourself. Or if I don't say that to him, I'm going to say it to myself, and I'm going to, because the whole attack is on you. So even if you don't say it out loud and say it only to yourself, it means at that point you've stopped listening to what this guy is saying. You've told yourself the reason why this guy is has such a fit body is because he spends all his time in the gym, and I can't spend all my time in the gym, so I can't have that body. And then you stop listening, and something in you makes you to feel a sort of repulsiveness towards this guy, a kind of hatred, a kind of attitude that someone may ask you, oh, I think that guy is cool. You're like, no, I just don't like him. Something about him, he seems, then you're going to brand him as arrogant. You're going to say he seems arrogant. He feels like because he has a good body, he can, you know, treat anyone anyhow he likes. And realistically, the guy has never treated anyone anyhow he likes. But then, because you are so mean on bringing this guy down to your level, and because demon is so mean on getting you not to hear what this guy says and getting you not to listen to him ever again, you are going to observe little things. Let's say the guy, when the guy came in to the room, a few people greeted him, he did not hear it, and he just talking. Then you are going to say, didn't you observe when you greeted him, he did not respond? And the person is going to say, maybe because you don't hear. You are going to say, no, he heard it obviously. So the whole thing is, you are now the devil to yourself. You are now bringing up reasons upon reasons upon reasons, and the demons are providing you with adequate reason not to listen to this guy ever again. And that guy was going to be a destiny helper. He was going to help me to be fit. He was going to help me to be stronger. But something in me repels this guy. Something in me tells me this guy is arrogant. Because he has a good body, he feels he can mess around with anybody. He feels proud. He feels arrogant. I just can't listen to him. And that is how the demons work. They make you not to listen to the people that should be helping you, and they make you to feel so left out. So poverty isn't just economic. Bringing it back to what we're talking about, poverty isn't just economic, it is more of a spiritual welfare, because in this world, the spiritual controls the physical. Whatever you do, the spiritual of you controls the physical part of you. So you are not just a body with a soul, you're a body with sorry, you're a spirit, you have a soul, and you are in a body. So the first thing is you are in a spirit, you have a soul. Your soul is your mind. Your soul is basically um, it's basically your mind. It's basically your mental health, whatever you can remember, whoever you perceive yourself to be, the people around you, all the information you have is like a compendium of your soul. And then your consciousness, your beliefs, whatever you don't believe. And then you have this body. So thinking that, oh, because this whatever is happening to me is because of this. No, it first starts in the spirit realm and then it translates into the fleshly mortal realm where your life seems bad. So the things your spirit did not perceive, that did not manifest through your soul and get your body to work on, it's going to start decaying from your spirit. And when it gets to your body, you're going to find out that, wow, I'm so lean. I don't know what to do. But it all started from my spirit when things started happening. So, in most poverty background, in most poor backgrounds, in third countries also, there is an invisible forces that traps the poor into cycles. So the first one is it makes them to hate the rich people and have this mindset of every rich person is evil. It makes them have this perspective of every rich person did something bad. It makes them have this perspective of they are bad people, they are bad, you know, they just did something bad, someone gave them money, their father gave them money, you know, and then just have makes them have this attitude. Secondly, it makes them to mock motivational speakers. So if you are the kind of person that mocks motivational speaker, or you have this in your mindset of, oh, these motivational speakers, they should just because you find out how I see a lot of people, the same people that should be hugging motivational speakers are the same people that hate them the most. I've not seen a single rich guy talk down on any motivational speaker. If I've seen them, it's a joke. They were just trying to make a fun of it. But I've not seen a single rich guy mocking motivational speakers. It's always the people that need help. It's always the people that need this motivation to stir up something in them. They block off the motivational speakers because the demons have made them to block them off. The demons have made them not to be conceiving, to hear whatever they're going to say. So they see them, it makes them to tag them as scammers, it makes them to tag them as deceivers. There's this trending thing of people selling courses online these days, and I must say that there are people scamming people and selling courses online. But before we get to the part of people scamming people, because there's no um everything the devil does is a reflection of good. There must first be good before there's bad, because the devil is a master of counterfeit. He gets the good thing and he makes it bad. So before you start talking down on motivational speakers, it started something good. On course sellers, it started people trying to make people better by selling their knowledge. Before it goes into the bad hands, there is always a bad guy everywhere. Before you start talking down and say all pastors are evil, it can never be that all pastors are evil. There are good pastors and there are bad pastors. There are good rich people, there are bad rich people. So whenever you come out and then you start just you start talking down conclusively on a particular set of people, or you say these gym bros, they like women a lot, they are arrogant, it shows a lot about you. And whenever you find yourself doing that, you should stop for a moment and start reflecting on yourself. Start reflecting on your values. Start thinking to yourself, why exactly am I saying all this? For what purposes? What do I want to achieve? What is the demon trying to stop me from receiving? And then um they see the motivational speakers as scammers, as deceivers, people that are just, as they name them all kinds of things, they mock them. Some people says they've not eaten and all of that. And then thirdly, it makes them to attack pastors and their leaders, their mentors too. So they say things like they want your money, they want to scam you, they are just deceiving you, they want followership, all of these things. Now, while there are people like that, it is not everyone that is like that. Remember, there must first be good before evil. So you must have the mindset to recognize the good from the evil, to see the good from the evil. And then thirdly, they resist discipline. They say if you want them, if you want them to work hard, you always, telling them to work hard. They call you proud. They think that you make yourself better than them. So they resist discipline. You hear a lot of people talking about things like, it's not every time you walk, if you walk, you just rest, And there's never been any of those people become a billionaire. I've not seen a single billionaire who believes in work life balance as much as they do. I've not seen any, because everyone who has gotten to that level of wealth has come to understand the, the why discipline is necessary. A lot of these demons make you to resist discipline. They make you to think that it's not worth it. They make you think that working out is not worth it. That at the end of the day, everyone is going to die. Why do I need to work out? I don't feel sick. You just don't feel it. You just find a reason. Someone comes and tells you, you can't be doing this kind of things, it's not necessary. You just do, you rest, just take a chill pill, tomorrow you try it. Next tomorrow we do it on Sunday, we'll do it, next week. Okay, 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 all right. New month, we're gonna start. Today is September 3rd, remember. So if you're not starting it now, you're not doing it. That's just the mindset you need to get. And then this psychology of poverty demons. Demons attach themselves to a lot, to bitterness. So they attach themselves. So anytime you feel yourself being bitter, overly bitter about something, check yourself once more. They make you think, oh, they are eating while we are suffering. They are the reason why we are suffering. Because they are rich, that's why we are suffering. They've collected all our money, they've stolen all our money. Every rich person have stolen all our money. They are the people. Let's destroy them. Let's kill them. Let's get rid of them. Even if we get rid of them, the world is not gonna be better. So, and then secondly, they put in a spirit of suspicion. So if someone comes to help you, they must have an agenda. That's what it makes you feel. You're like, who is this? I've interacted a lot with poor backgrounds. One thing they make you feel is they come at you with, if someone tries to help you, they have an agenda. I've gone to villages where I try to give kids money, or I try to talk to them, and then you see their mom come out, and then they shout their names, and they're like, "Come, who is that person? You're trying to, what are you trying to do with my kid? What are you trying to? Are you trying to give them this?" They see you as someone who has a big agenda. Someone who has, what do you want from us? Oh, why are you all of a sudden you're interested in poverty? Go back to your mansion, go back to wherever, go back to the city. They have this very suspicious spirit of, you always want something from them. They always think everyone is out to get them. And it's part of their trauma. And a part of it is part of the demons. They are not trying to get them saved. And then they give you this spirit of self sabotage, refusing wisdom because it offends your ego. So this is the part I've seen the most. For example, whenever I come out and I say poor people, a lot of people have this self sabotage thing of, are you calling me a poor person? So they feel they feel attacked, they feel mocked, and nobody is even talking about them. Like, that's not even what anybody is referring to. So you can just see someone say something, and then you feel all defensive, you feel all self-sabotage, and because of that your ego is attached to it, and then you never listen to what the message being passed. So this leads to entire societies where helpers are hated, they are mocked, or even attacked. And then example is people that burn down factories that could employ them. So you see a factory that is helping your local society, that is employing your youth, that is, doing a lot of harm, building roads, and all of a sudden you get angry, you go and burn it down. That says a lot about you and the society you come from. It says a lot that people don't like development. There are villages that you can't go and build roads. They hold meetings where the entire village rejects it. It says a lot about the demons inside of there. It says a lot that we don't want development. Take your development goal. We don't want you. Whatever you have to offer, you must have an evil agenda. So people burn down factories. They destroy government property. They destroy government projects that is scared to help them, and they also, they do a lot of things because of tribal hatred. They fight a lot of tribal wars, and that is just a lot of things coming out to get you, and you don't even know that. You don't even know that they are coming out to get you, and you shouldn't be doing that. So here are the three manifestations of war demons. They have a repulsion against help. They have the glorification of ignorance. They are calling wisdom Western. They are calling it fake life. They are calling it being proud. They are saying you have a lot of ego. So they have the glorification of ignorance. The term ignorance living the real life, not faking it. They see ignorance as you being your real self, but you are never your real self. You are never your real self. The ignorance is because you are born into poverty and you don't know a lot. That is why you feel that is the real life for you, and you don't want to live a fake life. You don't want to do a lot of things. So because if people catch you, they are going to ask you, what are you doing? And you can't, you are struggling to answer. So they have cycles steadily, they have cycles of hatred. They are passing generational suspicion of helpers. They are saying rich men are thieves, they are saying pastors are liars, they are saying motivational speakers are scammers, and all of that. And here's the biblical connection. um, Jesus of Nazareth says, um, when he went to his home country, he could not do many mighty works there because of their unbelief. So that is Mark 6, verse 5 to 6. Because they do not believe in whatever he says, he could not do many works. He, as mighty as he is, the savior of the world, he's done miracles, thousands of them, hundreds of them. He could not even perform one in his hometown because they never believed. And same here today, people are resisted in their hometown, that by people they love, by people close to them, because demons stir hatred against them. Some of them are open, some of them are hidden. Some of people, they just don't like you, but then they act like they do. But then inside of them, they are just wishing that one day you just fall and you don't make it. They just feel like they just wish that one day, um, you don't get as successful as you think you will do, and those people are still around you. So as a real life application, um you should check yourself. Do you find yourself hating the rich? Do you find yourself mocking wisdom? Do you find yourself despising the people that are trying to help you, do you find, you find all these repulsive characters around you? That could be more than your attitude. That could be a demon chasing your life. That could be a demon trying to entrap you. Check all these things. Deliverance is not just about casting demons. It's about breaking belief systems you've always thought are strongholds. It's a mental stronghold in your mind. A man, there's a quote I love so much. A man with knowledge is fit to be a slave. Same thing. A human being with knowledge is unfit to be demonized. You can't have these demons, petty demons, coming inside of you and making you stay trapped. So you need to cast out those strongholds in your head. You need to get rid of them. And then Kenneth Hagin has showed us, how demons always don't come with horns. Sometimes they come dressed as mindsets, they come dressed as suspicion and destructive habits. And the word demons do not need, they don't need to appear to you in horns, they don't need to appear to you like, a whole lot of things. Hello, Reggie, welcome to the life. They don't need to appear to you with bombs, trying to bomb you down, trying to destroy you. They are going to appear to you in your mind. They're going to be those belief systems that are inside of you that are telling you to hit on people. They are compelling you to drag people down, people that are supposed to help you. How, that happens a lot. It's the same people that are supposed to help you, you find yourself hating on. It's the same people around you, you find yourself hating on. You know, a lot of times it happens in this way that it is, there's this thing inside of you that when you see someone that is similar to you who has made it, you just resent that person for no reason. So it is the same spirit that makes people resent motivational speakers and follow people that chase clout on the internet, people that talk trash, people that say a lot of rubbish. They have this thing, and then they just want to make you to be caged out. They want to make you not to be able to receive the help you are supposed to receive. So it is a cycle of poverty. And the cycle of poverty, why is a cycle of poverty? Is because that poverty must keep on replicating itself. It does not want you to break out of that cycle. It does not want you to break out of that matrix. So it forces you to develop a responsive character towards them. It forces you to develop a repulsive character towards progress, towards people that are supposed to help you. So today, guys, if you've not followed, I would like you to click on the follow button, on the subscribe button if you don't subscribe. I'm going to try to go live more often. I'm going to try to see you guys more often. But then take this message I've taught you here seriously. You have to develop an attitude, an open attitude to help. You have to stop hating people that are supposed to help you. Stop hating on the rich, stop hating on motivational speakers, stop hating on pastors, because all that is not benefiting you. You should start doing the right thing. Things are right for you. So guys, click on the subscribe button, hit click on the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next stream. Thank you guys, and I love you so much.